We are good, Cagesiders. How are you? Welcome.
They can't answer you.
Oh shit! Sure they
Oh
can.
my!
They can tweet at us at Cageside Seats on the Twitter machine.
We
They
never
can.
do plugs. That just reminded. Or
Yep. You
yeah,
can.
we
You can
we
tweet
never
at
do
me
plugs.
directly at S1Rude on the Twitter machine. You can go to CagesideSeats.com and type in comments. And I don't know. You could email us. I guess some people do that. You could try to
You're
Google.
just so. Well, you. I mean,
You try to Google our address and show up at our houses. Don't do that, though.
I'll tell you my address. I don't care.
Uh-oh.
I do care. Please don't come to my home. What's up, Sean?
Hey, man, I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, man. How's it going?
It's good.
um, yeah, we're here to talk Raw again.
Yet again.
I'm getting heat, I guess.
What are you getting heat for?
Well, what am I not getting heat for?
That's true, yeah.
Before I went to bed last night, I saw people are upset with my grade.
Why?
Gave it a C.
Fuck
what did you
grades.
think of the show overall?
I thought it was a perfectly average Raw. I think
it's a C.
A C is a fair. I have this problem with NXT. It's see, somebody responded to me in the comments. Riot Storm 948 is doing fantastic.
Wonderful. Good for you, Riot Storm. Please don't interrupt me again. Go ahead, Sean.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't. Grades suck because I always there have been I've been reviewing NXT for fucking the entirety of my life at this point, 3 years almost. And there have been 4 episodes that I didn't enjoy in all that time. So good for you, NXT. But so what do I just everything is a variation on an A- or a B+. I try to not give A+ because I feel like that's the perfect show where nothing should be changed. And I don't know if I've ever seen that anywhere. But yeah, I mean, if it's right in the middle, it was 3 hours of perfectly fine television, but nothing you're going to write home about.
Right.
C seems fair. I mean,
There's nothing that happened on this show that I'll remember next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are like, well, it's B+. It's got to be B+. I mean, I'm like, no, it really doesn't. Because I don't, again, everything was fine. Mm-hmm. Nothing was particularly great. I mean, you could argue there were great moments, but if the great moments you're arguing are the New Day rock out to Seth Rollins' entrance theme, dude, that's not, you can't mark up for that. I'm going to mark it up a grade for the New Day. You can't, you can't do that. I have to find a way to get that in because people expect it now because they like the fucking.
It's replaced WWE as my favorite Geno impersonation. So whatever, my favorite Geno character.
Yeah, but you can't. You know what I mean? You can't mark an entire grade up just because the New Day were entertaining doing what they do because that's every show, right? And that's not, no matter. Okay, here's the thing about that. I love the New Day, and as wonderful as it is that they do that kind of stuff, it's never a reason to tune in. You will not watch this show just to see the New Day mock play guitar and drums while Seth Rollins is coming out. Their interaction with Rollins is awesome. The brief couple seconds that Rollins got all turned up, as the kiddos say these days. Is that correct? Did I say that right?
You're asking me? I'm 27 years older than you.
Yeah, so it's cool, it's fun, but you can't. It's an A show for that. Come on, it's not as good as Brooklyn. It's not as good.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing on here. Here would be my quick review of this show. I went out to shout out to Wrestler Monkey, WrestlingWithTex.com, and he had some fabulous gifts on there today that made me laugh my ass off, and those I remember that more than everything else about the 3-hour show.
Exactly.
The 7 moving pictures that he captured with little funny taglines.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Nothing great, but nothing bad. Which is what? That's a C.
I would say that's a C.
And then, people get all upset, so, well, it's a B- at least. It's at least a B-. And I guess I'm the guy who's like, I'm to mark it down. Didn't quite like the booking in the main event. Where Rollins, the chicken shit. I'm going to have to mark it down.
That's money on the table.
I didn't like the booking of that match, though. And then it's so funny because it was 1 week after. I'm like, just enjoy the fucking show, and I'm like, yeah, the booking here. I'm gonna mark this down because no, really though, the whole thing is I guess so. That's what we'll start talking about is the main event for the show. First of all, I guess we have to do the show long storyline, which is they set it up in the beginning, and then it's okay. We're gonna do a Survivor Series traditional elimination match. And okay, fine, whatever. And then Rollins has to find a team, and Reigns has to find a team. Rollins finds New Day and Kevin Owens, right? Sean, have I lost you, Sean? Are we still live? John.
Oh, yeah. Are you back?
Are you back? Where
what
did you go?
What the fuck happened?
I was talking wrestling, and then you just disappeared.
I couldn't hear you at all.
You were frozen.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't even get I was trying to put a comment in there to see if anybody could hear me, and I couldn't.
Is your connection fucked up? What's going on?
It must have just fucking died on me for a second because I couldn't do it. I couldn't post a comment on the post.
Well, I hope we're back.
I hope so too. I don't know.
Well,
some people responded to my hello, so I guess that's
your hello. Yeah, that was like 20 minutes ago. What fucking world are you living in right now? Did we just go back in time? Is that what just happened?
It could be. Let's just start over. Hey, everybody, I'm Sean.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, man, what's up? Mark down this podcast. Technical difficulties.
That counted as 6 botches.
At least 6 botches.
Oh, shit. Well, I don't know. What were you talking about?
I don't even know. The main event is bad. The show-long story wasn't good.
I was going to ask you what you didn't like about the booking of the main.
Well, the show-long... So they do the show-long storyline, but it doesn't make sense to me. That Rollins finds a team of champions.
Mm-hmm.
Every single member of his team is a champ.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately, you know they're going to lose.
Right. We're back on that. That's the thing. After last week where it was like winning mattered, this week we were right back to distraction finishes and champs losing, and yeah.
Yeah. And Reigns finds a couple family members, dude who can't win the big one, dude who's hungry all the time. That was his team. So it was like, this should be a fucking domination. Like, Rollins should win 5-0, and you go, okay, so what are your options here? Before you even go into this, it's going to be a fun match. It's a Survivor Series elimination match. You can't fuck those up.
Yeah, it's very hard to people in it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's what are you going to do for angles?
You're laughing at
your reaction to me. I just love that as I don't know why. So what are you going to do here to build to this match? And they decided to go with Rollins is going to run away, and they're going to tease, I guess, the match kind of happening, but then he weasels out of it in the end when it just gets to the point where Reigns is going to get his hands on him, right, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are like, that's good chicken shit heel stuff because he escaped. Okay. Well, no, because there was literally a point in the match when it was Rollins and Reigns, and Rollins had him in a fucking sleeper hold. So if the idea is Rollins keeps running away because he doesn't want to be in a match with Reigns, and that's not really what they've written the story as.
That wasn't what the opening segment was.
That's not what the opening segment was. Right. The opening segment was, you're good, but you're a backstabber, so I will beat you up now. And Rollins was, I am good, and you are also good, but I am better. I will beat you up now. And then the authority's like, no, you will beat each other up at Survivor Series.
But maybe a little tonight. Yeah.
And, that's an A- show, I think. C's a little too low. Like, no, real bland, dude. There's nothing memorable about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd think thered be a lot more heat considering the stuff with the Shield, and they just don't, for whatever reason, they don't play on that. I thought it was... They went to Dean and Seth, but I quite preferred Seth's first chair shot was to Reigns. And he just sold death and tried to hug the ropes on the way down because he needed comfort because of what had happened. It was a really good segment, though. Like, I say that like I'm joking around, but it was good. It was really good. Yeah. And they've never played on that. Well, now people are like, good callback with getting the chair involved. But I felt it was more like not he's getting a chair to be a malicious dick and to fuck with them both physically and mentally because the chair is what he used to break up the team. It was more like it's 2-on-1. They won't let me run away. I'm going to grab a chair and defend myself, which he's the chicken shit heel. I'm not supposed to feel like that. I'm not supposed to think that. But the way they booked this made me think that. Instead of, again, what they were going for was he Reigns and Rollins, and it looks like Rollins is going to finally get his comeuppance. And no, he's not. Ultimately, he's chicken shit. He ran away. But they didn't properly build that up to where it's like, I don't feel any more anticipation for the actual match where Reigns finally does get his hands on him. So they failed in what they were trying to do. It's not that I disagree with what they did. So it's not like I would have booked it better. It's not like they didn't do the fantasy booking that I would have preferred. It's just I get what you were going for. You just didn't do a good job of it.
Yeah, and I think it gets down to the inconsistency piece where in the opening segment, those guys were ready. They wanted to fight each other. That was a different Seth Rollins. Seth. I'm going to call him Seth Rollins from now on. In the 8 o'clock hour, because he was like, bring it, let's go. All of a sudden, he was a fighting fucking champion. And maybe, I guess you could say that's because he knew he had the authority coming out to protect him from actually having to do it, I guess. But I shouldn't have to read that into it.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I think they were trying to do the throwback to the Shield breakup, because I think Seth was even screaming, like, this looks familiar with the chair in his hands. But commentary ignored it and was telling a different story than what the wrestlers in the ring were doing. So combine that with the fact that it was a different story from what it was earlier in the match when he was running away. And how the fuck are we supposed to know what to think?
Yeah, and it's also the problem is, when Reigns did his promo, he did, you're a backstabber, right? He did say that. But there was no, you can't count on Reigns to give you, this is why Ambrose is so, this is why people prefer him to Reigns so much, is you feel like he could deliver that, where it would be, essentially all you'd have to do is ask him to say, you didn't forget. But then bring that across in such a way that it still hurts. That makes you a babyface. Not like, well, I'm the big dog. Yeah, that makes you cool, but you're not relatable, right? That's a big problem with babyfaces, is you need to relate to them in some way. So if you go out there and hey, he's a badass, but you go out there and go, I didn't forget what you did to me. Because there's never been a time when it's just been those two. Since that happened, it's been over a year. So it's like, now's the time. And that's what I feel like that's what he should have said. So, a lot's happened between now and then, and you've had a lot of success, and that's great. And he called him good. And I like that, actually, because you should be building up your opponent so it means more when you beat him. And then also, it's not just, we've talked about that. But yeah, it would have been so easy. And then it would have made Reigns' interaction with the chair at the end, because he was kind of selling that. He was looking at the chair like, this shit again. Like, if he had said something before, and I guess they think he did with the, I don't know, it's just so bland. And so, again, is it a great show? No. It's just a dude he said the same shit he's always said. Yeah. It's just Reigns going, I'm a badass, and you're a backstabber, and I don't like backstabbers, so I guess that means I don't like you. That's actually what he said. Are you fucking stupid? Are you serious? It's like great deductive reasoning there, Reigns. I don't like backstabbers, and Seth Rollins is a backstabber. Let me connect these dots. Ooh, I know. I don't like Seth Rollins. Believe that. He likes overcoming things and solving basic 2-year-old equations.
and analogies. I don't like this, and Seth is like that, so yeah. I think he should just stand there and think about stuff for a long time. Yeah. That would be better than talking. Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, let me consider.
They don't do him any favor. I mean, his promos have gotten better than at their lowest, but they don't do him any favors. They don't give him anything to say, and I don't know if that's because they don't trust him to pull it off.
They don't.
But I mean, could you like you said? I mean, and Ambrose delivering that promo, I mean, Owens, like a Cody Rhodes delivering that promo, somebody who understands where to put the inflection in to convey emotion and get people to relate to them. Whereas Roman, I mean, you made the comparison in the reactions, which I actually read today. Woohoo, me! Is Charlotte, and they have the same problem. They don't.
Oh man.
They don't know what. They don't know why they're saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're
and
just
they have no idea how to
saying words.
They don't speak like human beings. They don't talk as, again, it's Brie Bella shoot unsure of the next word coming out of their mouth. Speaking of Brie, let me get off on a side thing here.
Oh, do we have to?
Hang on, dude. Because I was on Twitter. And
right.
Nikki's hurt for whatever it is. Okay.
Neck something, yeah.
Neck problem, whatever. And then everyone's just, well, good timing. Good timing in injury when Johnny C's out. And Brie posts the following on her Instagram. Half of Team Bella making their way to Europe will be fighting for Nikki Bella. And it's a picture of Brie and Alicia Fox. And I thought, okay. Now, I know I'm bad at math.
It's not like there's 18 of them and 10 are going, so she screwed it up. There are fucking 3 of them.
There are 3 of you. And 2 of you are going along. And Brie Bella, I shit you not, fired up her Instagram.
That's my new favorite. I have laughed a lot today, but that is my favorite one.
Fired up her Instagram. And I'm going to post about this. Hang on. And Alicia Fox was off to the side going, okay, honey. And Brie's half of Team. I wonder if Alicia saw it and was like, oh, no. Oh, Brie. You stupid, stupid woman. Okay, if there's 2 of 3, again, I am dumb as shit when it comes to math. I'm terrible at it. Terrible at it. I don't know why. Brie Bella has infected my thinking here. I just thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
Do you know what the next word coming out of your mouth is going to be?
I don't.
Why wouldn't you just say, if you're not sure, go say
the rest of Team Bella. Yeah. The rest.
Whatever's left. While we're talking Team Bella, can I tell you, I'm gonna go off on a side note. I want the fucking 4 minutes of my life back that I spent watching Tom Phillips interview Alicia Fox about her haircut this morning.
I didn't watch it.
I was thinking there has to be an angle in here somewhere. Let me watch it and see if there's a post in it. Nope. He asks her, like, where was your inspiration from? And she talks about looking through magazines. It was like talking to my wife about her hair.
Oh, geez. It's like the Steve Austin Brock Lesnar. What's your favorite food? Steak. Good interview. Good talk. I like that.
Why was that the fallout of it? That's another. I'm going to tie it back in. That's another example. It's another example. Yes. It's one of only 2 Raw Fallout videos. One is like Paige talking about,
Charlotte,
I don't know,
getting a shot at
the
Paige
stuff. Yeah. And the other is Tom Phillips interviewing Alicia Fox about a new haircut.
And normally the Raw Fallout videos are great.
Awesome. Yeah.
And this time they're like, let's ask someone who wasn't on the show why she cut her hair.
You know what it probably is, and I'll give them a little credit for it. It's probably because 97% of the roster had to get to the airport immediately.
That's true. No one's going to be on SmackDown tonight.
No, SmackDown is going to be like, I don't even know what I'm going to write in the preview. Look forward to Heath Slater versus Curtis Axel.
Yeah, everyone's headed to Dublin, so.
Dublin.
But yeah, And then,
Brie.
And then, hang on. The comments in response to the Brie tweet are also great. They include such gems as
oh no.
Yas Queen. I don't know what Yas means.
Well, we knew that's an obligatory Yas Queen.
Queens.
Yes, Queen.
I'm Selena. I'm glad all the best and place it on Life is Stranger. I guess you are hereby on, but I love you so much. 100. Who the hell is Selena? What is this guy talking about?
I guess you are what? I guess you are.
I'm glad all the best time and place it on Life is Stranger. Hashtag. That's a hashtag. What are you talking about? Go away. And then someone says, Bree, you should be the next champ. At Jabs Andre, delete your account right now. She should not be the next champ of anything ever.
Maybe I think Bree is an inspiration to people all over the world who don't know what the next word that's going to come out of their mouth is. She's a role model for all of them.
And the guy says, "Love you, cutie."
Well, that makes sense.
Have fun in Europe. I miss you in Spain.
But when I'm other places, I don't miss you. Only when I'm in Spain do I miss you.
Will you be at Belfast? Please, 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 please answer me. No.
Oh, the Bella Army is going to burn us to the fucking ground.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that, and now
well, they're not listening to this, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I wrote something nice about Nikki on Facebook this morning, so that'll distract them.
Anyway, what were we talking about on Raw?
I don't know. Can we talk about how Brie Bella shouldn't ever be in a wrestling ring?
Yeah, I guess that's a good segue into the Fatal 4-Way.
Which I thought was a good match. I liked it.
Here's my problem with Brie.
Okay, lay it on me.
No, again, it speaks to there are way too many offensive maneuvers in professional wrestling that directly contradict anything to do with actual fighting technique. Such as, again, that I covered MMA for years is a problem for me, trying to watch this mind-numbingly stupid shit that's on the television here. So Sasha Banks is just on her knees, sitting up, like her ass is on her calves, right? That sit-up posture. And Brie walks up to her, and Brimo decides to throw kicks. Sasha having full control of there's no part of her that is impeded in any way, just takes the kicks. That's it, folks. She just sits there and gets kicked in the chest. Sasha, just move out of the way. Just roll backwards or to the side. Stand up and just walk off. You could literally do any of these things. I guess Sasha's thought was, I think my best option here is to just get kicked in the chest. I'm not sure of any other move to make here, so I'll just get kicked in the chest. And it'll hurt.
Trapped. You don't understand.
Yeah, I'm trapped. Some fucking the Brie mode kicks actually create an invisible force around the girls. And then she did it, I think, to Becky and Paige.
She did. There's one, because shout out again to Wrestler Monkey. There's a gif that he had today of when she did it to Paige, and Paige just stands up while she's delivering the kick.
Yeah, there you go, Paige.
They don't even look, but they don't. It's because it doesn't look like it hurts at all.
Yeah, no,
the worst thing about those is they're an homage to her husband, who's fucking. When he does that to you, it hurts me at home.
It's also dumb when he does it. Now, let me not.
It is dumb. I mean, I understand for the same reason, but at least it looks painful. Like maybe if you got hit with one, you'd be stunned and have to sit there for a second to regroup.
I guess that's the idea, is they're just loopy. But it's no wonder Paige won the match, because she had the presence of mind to go, you know what, I'm just going to stand up. I don't think anything's going to happen, right? I'm not going to like fall over because I'm so dazed, like it's a fucking cartoon. I'm just going to get to my feet, and what'll occur? Nothing. Didn't Brie just walk away? Like she just was like, all right.
Yeah.
That was it.
Then Brie went and like sold in the corner for like 10 minutes of this match, which thank God, because I couldn't have put up with much more of it. I'm thinking maybe when she screams Brie mode, maybe it's her superpower and she gets everybody else drunk. Because that's also what Brie mode is, right? That's when she gets tore up at the bar.
That's not a bad thought. It's I guess it'd be kind of like that X-Men character who has the loud scream and everyone just stops being. Is that the name? And her scream when she starts yelling shit is unbearable. That's kind of what I do. I have a mini seizure. Man, can you imagine? Daniel Bryan has sex with this woman. Can you imagine what she sounds like?
Maybe she's really quiet in bed.
Man, I would hope. I don't know why I'm saying that. What are we talking about her sex life?
Come on, Daniel! It's over again.
Double entendre, baby. Yeah.
Come on, Daniel!
In his book, he tells a story of the first time.
She calls him Brian, right? So it's come on, Brian. Sorry.
Does she? I don't know.
But isn't that Tel Aviv's thing?
Well, it's not his Daniel's not his name in any
right, exactly. And Brian works both ways because it's his kayfabe last name and his real first name. Is
Brian Danielson's his full name, right?
Yes, correct.
Right. But in his book, he tells a story about Sheamus and I want to say Drew McIntyre breaking into a hotel room while the first time they were trying to have sex.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading this in your review of the book, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I wrote a review of the book.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
I think so.
Wow. They sent me one, and then I don't think I did. You're like, yes, you did. Well, we're so sure of everything we say.
That's kind of our rep, is WWE sends us shit, and we're like, nah, I don't want to watch that. So I don't live in. Yeah.
We're the opposite of Brie in a way. We say shit, and we're so totally sure of it until we get to the end of what we're saying, and then we're like, wait, that's not true at all. The exact opposite is the case.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like you wrote anything. I just Googled it, but.
Yeah, see, I did not write it, but yeah, that's a funny story. There's my review. It's a good book. It's a good book. You should buy it. You should purchase it because it is a good book. And the end of the story is Brian was so pissed that Sheamus and I believe McIntyre had broken into the room to fuck up his first lovemaking session with Brie mode. He threw a roundhouse kick, asshole naked, at Sheamus's head. So there you go. You imagine
the same Sheamus that could take out Conor McGregor, no problem. That one,
the same Sheamus who got his ass kicked by Yoshitatsu.
Yoshi's a badass.
Yoshi don't play. Yoshi don't play.
Nope.
He's in a fucking dojo.
And maybe some sort of a halo device for a broken neck. But other than that,
yes. But so
I think he's better. I think he's training again. Anyway. Good for you.
So the idea is Bree sucks.
And Daniel Bryan will kick you without any regard to his.
And if he's trying to have sex with her and you come in, you're going to get a roundhouse kick to the head and maybe a dick to the arm if he's close enough.
Because he's the only one who isn't paralyzed with seizures when she speaks.
Yes. Yeah.
Or yells. Yeah.
Because she probably shouted when they came in, and he just sprang right into action. Fuck this, and jumped up.
Do you think that's like, if you're a wrestler, that's something you have to worry about? Like, if you're trying to like get laid, you got to worry about which of my buddies are going to break into the room.
They were trying to keep it secret. They weren't known at the time, apparently. So everyone else was out. And they were sneaking off to the hotel, and Sheamus and McIntyre, all of them, and were like,
just decided they were going to be sleuths and track them.
I guess so. That's totally a thing that would happen. I would bust in on you and your wife in the exact same way. I would do the same thing. I'm like, we're trying to be secretive. We're going right in there. I'd get a friend and we just break the door in. And I would fully expect you to throw a roundhouse dick kick right at me.
Asshole naked?
Asshole naked, baby.
We were
supposed to talk about Raw.
Right.
We're talking about Daniel Bryan being naked. That's
well, the Divas match.
No, it was okay, but again, there's just too many things like that. I can't.
Well, Brie shouldn't have been in it. She's not good at wrestling.
Well,
so that's a problem.
Well, as Dolph Ziggler tells us on Twitter today,
right? Wrestling is the least important part of wrestling.
The one thing he's learned from WWE is that wrestling is the least important part of wrestling. Yeah, so I don't know. She was there as a function of Nikki being hurt and also to fill space because I guess they did the Fatal 4-Way for the guys, do it for the girls. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. And Alicia Fox was still recovering from her haircut, so she couldn't wrestle. So. I don't know why.
It's a mohawk, and they should have said that. And then the Raw Fallout video, like, okay, so can you tell me why you couldn't compete with this? You know, I'm feeling really self-conscious because I'm not sure of it.
Right.
Now
My balance is off. I'm used to having more hair, and now I have less. So.
No, it was good. I thought Becky. There's two things we need to talk about with this. I thought Becky was a star, clearly. Sasha too. They did protect Becky because she took the pin, but as NXT has shown us, and as well anything is, I mean, it's a good way to build sympathy for a babyface.
Keep telling
Sometimes
yourself
just have them lose.
Sure. Keep telling yourself.
Don't ever talk to me about.
I have a point about Becky that you're not gonna like.
All right, we'll get to it in a sec.
Okay.
Well, let's just get to it now then, because I feel like Becky is Sting level likable, dude. Like she's just very naturally. Some people are going to see her enthusiasm and go, "God, someone kill it with fire," and that's fine. But I think for the most part, she's just so. I don't know how you could see her or be around her and not come away like that chick's really cool. I feel like they should try to cultivate that. What's the point? How are you going to break my heart?
I look at how they have booked Becky over the last couple of weeks and last night, and I see the female Cesaro. I see somebody who's very likable, and people want to root for them, and they're great in the ring, and they're the lowest person on the totem pole in the booking priorities.
No, so maybe that's true, but. Again, it makes sense for Paige to pin Becky, considering Charlotte and the connection there. And then also it took, again, multiple finishes. She took 2 finishes consecutively. But I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but Cesaro doesn't have half the charisma Becky Lynch has. He's likable because of what he does, not because of how he is.
He's the exact same thing, dude. He's like
no, he's not. Don't even say
his shoot character is like puns and like
his what?
Silly jokes.
His what?
His shoot. He's like his apparently
nothing in the work world.
Huh?
You're talking his shoot character. That doesn't mean anything. That's his TV character is what means something.
Well, he doesn't have a TV character. So I mean, but all the Becky stuff. When is the last time? All the stuff that you guys love, the pun stuff, is Fallout videos, Vines. It's not on TV.
But they're cultivating it, even if it is online. They have a huge presence online.
I know they do. And Cesaro was super over as Statler and Waldorf on the JBL.
Never nearly the same. Dude, he was a supporting act on a show that got canceled because it was just...
And Becky is what? She's on fucking Vines, dude. That show was at least on every week and was advertised on the YouTube channel. There's no check out Becky Lynch on this Vine.
Are you going to tell me that Cesaro has the charisma Becky Lynch has?
Yes, he has the exact same charisma.
You're arguing over use. Okay, we can't argue over use because they're both...
They have the exact same appeal. They're lifelong wrestling fans. They've got accents. They've got goofy personalities. And they're mostly over because they kick fucking ass in the ring. What's going to happen to Becky? Becky is going to get spun into the feud. She's going to be the person that puts Paige over after Charlotte beats Paige. That's what she's going to be. And you're going to be like, Becky's the best. I love her. And they're going to tell this great story about how she comes back later. And it's going to keep going for 2 years.
No, I'm going to hope that happens. I'm not going to pretend I know better.
I just gave Geno an upset stomach.
You did, actually. I am not okay with what you just said because I disagree so much. The big problem with Cesaro, and I think you have to have, there's a certain thing that you have to have to be successful in pro wrestling. Now, you can either be tall, and that sounds silly, but it's true. You can be tall. No, not in pro wrestling. I mean, he's a normal-looking wrestling guy.
Century pro wrestling, he is. He's 6'something".
It's funny because I was watching.
6'5", dude. What are you talking about? He's not tall.
Is he really 6'5"?
Yes.
See, that's
he's a
what
fucking Greek god.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's got everything about the.
Well, you know what I fucking mean. You have to have a very physical presence, but in the world of wrestling, 6'5" is still. Everyone's 6'5". You're in there with a bunch of dudes who are basically roughly the same height as you, unless you're talking about the big monsters, the dudes who stand out. It was funny because I was watching Kevin Nash on a shoot interview the other night, and he was saying, talking about with Sean in the 90s, Shawn Michaels, and complaining because Nash is getting pushed, and Sean's a million times better in the ring. And Nash is like laughing about it because he's going, dude, I hear you, but I'm still the one who sticks out at an airport. You're a fucking midget. Like, come on, man. Like, no one sees you.
But
you can be as great as you want in the
ring. He's not Daniel Bryan. He's not Tyler Breeze. He's not Kevin Owens.
Okay, so let's say he has that. That's fine. Even with that, But again, it's as far as blending in with the rest of the roster. But you have to have a certain charisma to you that translates to people are drawn to you in some way. He doesn't
if
have
only there
that.
were a bunch of people who carried signs to the arena every week just to.
That was one guy who handed them out to everyone, and if you're in a
They
big
show
enough
up in
group,
every arena now. They were
pack
there last
mentality.
night.
You have to, it's one guy, and it's if there's
Where's the Becky Lynch section signs other than a bunch of smarks on the internet who like her bad puns?
her bad puns.
They're horrible.
Sean, I like you.
I don't see this. I mean, you're making it sound like Becky is the next big thing, and she's not.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get across is that Cesaro.
The difference between Cesaro and Becky is that Cesaro is in a much bigger pool. Becky does have better odds of breaking out because there's only 10 women on the show.
Okay,
and she's one of them.
You understand that it's the problem here is are you a big Cesaro fan?
I'm a huge Cesaro fan, but that's got nothing to do with anything.
Yes, it does. Because you see...
Are you a huge Becky fan?
She's all right. Obviously I am, but I'm just saying, it comes across so fucking much, dude, that it's like you can latch on to you can like this person. And it's the fucking Bayley thing, dude. It's the same thing as Bayley. This is a likable character just for being herself. Cesaro, you have to give him something. He's not naturally likable. He's not naturally.
He hasn't been
naturally drawn to him.
Okay.
You're not naturally drawn to Cesaro. If you were, he'd be a much bigger star. You can blame booking all you want. That's bullshit. You can get over anyway.
He was given a yodeling gimmick. It's not bullshit. I mean, they have not made Becky walk out dancing a fucking jig to the ring.
No, they've made her the second. They made her the second to a truly awful act, and she's still getting over. And they've given her bad puns, which you say are terribly shitty puns, which is just as bad as yodeling and what you're talking about.
They're all puns are horrible. There's no such thing as a good pun.
She's still getting over.
Who is she getting over with?
Everybody, but you apparently.
Outside of the internet, I don't think she's a huge mainstream star. I don't think she's over the way you seem to think she's over.
I just don't understand how you could see Cesaro and think that, but not Becky Lynch.
I see them the same, is what I'm telling you. I think Becky does have likability, and she's getting more of a shot at showing it. But I'm trying to brace everybody for the fact that I think she's going to be treated as the second tier. I mean, she's not. She's going to be beneath
Becky, what it is?
Charlotte and Paige and Sasha and probably Bayley when she gets called up in the pecking order.
No, Bayley's going to go nowhere. Love Bayley. It's not a knock on Bayley, but if you think that of Becky, you should think a double for Bayley.
Because they're going to push Bayley differently, and it's another thing. Bayley doesn't have an accent.
Bayley is booking. She's likable, but she's booking. Becky is likable and is overcoming bad booking currently. You serious with this? But also, I don't want to get too.
She's not having bad booking. She's just not the focus of the promotion, and she's not going to be the same way Cesaro isn't.
My fear. Cesaro just tapped Miz. What are you talking about?
After 7 years of doing jobs, and their main character. If you only watch Raw, both of them have the exact same character trait, which is that they're good friends. That's it. Cesaro loves Tyson Kidd, and Becky loves Charlotte for some reason. At least Tyson Kidd and Cesaro actually have chemistry, and when the two of them were on screen, he was fucking charming as shit, and everybody loved him, even on Total Divas. He was like a breakout star because everybody's like, oh, they're so cute together. His real personality was charming! Don't badmouth Cesaro to me, motherfucker!
Don't badmouth Becky Lynch to me! Son of a bitch!
I'm not badmouthing her! I'm comparing her to my favorite wrestler!
Your favorite wrestler is a great wrestler. And you know what? You say, who's he getting over now with Cesaro section signs? He's getting over for the same reason Daniel Bryan got over. It's this thing that people don't want to... It would be, if I was a dickhead, the IWC is what they never want to admit is as good as he is in the ring, as so very good as he is at being a babyface, at wrestling, all that stuff. He doesn't have the thing you need to have to be the top guy. He just
I'm not saying
doesn't.
he should be the top
I'm
guy.
sorry.
I'm not saying
Becky Lynch has that.
No, she does.
Yes, she fucking does, Sean.
To be the top guy. She's going to main event WrestleMania someday.
Well, not the top guy, but the top female, yeah.
But we're looking for somebody who's going to like transcend and like make that equal and be like the Rousey type. So that's what WWE is looking for.
Well, they don't
see that in her.
I don't know that they know how to do that though. Because you do have to be
by having Charlotte say that she's her father's daughter a lot, but then when somebody else says that she's her father's daughter, then those are fighting words. Charlotte's the only one who's allowed to bring up her dad. Paige can't.
My fear, and that's a good segue. My fear is that Charlotte is Roman Reigns and Becky is Dean Ambrose. That's my fear.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm just saying. My main point here is not to knock Becky, who I really like. She's a phenomenal pro wrestler, and she's charming. I do hate the puns. That's a shoot, but that's fine. I hate everybody's puns. It's not personal.
That's a shoot.
I just want everybody to know who thinks that maybe they're telling an NXT story where she's eventually going to overcome, that I don't. I think they see her as like upper mid-card gatekeeper person, and maybe at some point down the road, because it's a small division, she breaks out and gets a moment. I think Cesaro at some point will get some big like Dolph Ziggler at Smarkamania moment, because he's going to get that same groundswell of support that Ziggler had at that point, where people were like, they keep screwing this guy and I like him. Which, like you said, is a work. It's a long-term work, and sometimes I don't think they always mean it, but it ends up being a work because they get me all fucking worked up. But
I guarantee he doesn't.
You don't think he's going to get some sort? I mean, I'm not saying he wins the WWE belt. I'm saying, but maybe like they do a big moment where he upsets somebody for the Intercontinental title or something.
Nope.
Never. Cesaro's never going to hold another singles title.
Oh, maybe they'll mid card, some mid card gimmick, but he'll never have a big. Not even the.
I'm saying like I'm saying like the Raw after WrestleMania or something. I'm not saying at Mania.
Not even then.
You're wrong.
I don't think he will. Again, I love Cesaro. I think he's great. I enjoy watching him. But as much as I enjoy watching him, again, I wouldn't. I could do without. If he wasn't there, there wouldn't be much to miss.
You're an idiot. That's my profession. You wouldn't miss Cesaro if he disappeared from WWE. You wouldn't miss great matches. The matches that he had with Cena earlier this summer, you would just be like, nah, not as good as Brooklyn. Not as good as Ziggler. I mean, who would you rather have?
It's not a matter of
that guy as the workhorse babyface guy.
Sean, you are out of control right now.
You're bad-mouthing my boy.
No, it's not even. Again, I wouldn't miss him. Okay, maybe that's a bad choice of words. I would miss what he brings to the table. I just don't know that I would notice necessarily that he was even gone, because it's just not. Again, I don't know, man. There's something you need to have, and he doesn't have it. So it's just those people are interchangeable. He's a running back in the NFL. You're a dime a dozen. There's a lot of Cesaros out there. A lot. Not a lot of John Cena's. No. Very few. Almost none.
True. I mean, I'm not saying he's John Cena, but you know.
Yeah, maybe you'll get a couple dorks who pay fucking $13,000 for one fucking ringside seat, and they'll cheer for you because they think it's great when you do an uppercut. Your fucking European uppercut, that's awesome. Good for you, guy. But again, that doesn't change the fact that you are interchangeable. You are replaceable. There's nothing about you that's particularly special on a level that it needs to be a true success as a top guy in WWE. He's a mid-card guy. That's just what it is. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
I'm not arguing the fact that he's I'm not even saying that he's not. I'm not saying that I'm agreeing with you that he's a mid-card guy. I completely disagree that he's some interchangeable part. I think he's one of the best people I've ever watched in a ring. So I would rather watch him than Chris Benoit.
Well, when we do the draft with hand stock.
Oh, he's my top motherfucking pick.
And your promotion will go under immediately.
Well, he's not really.
Exactly. You're a huge fan.
I'm not saying he should win. I'm not saying he should be they should build the promotion around him. I'm saying he's more than an interchangeable part.
I don't know. He's good, but he's not. He's just not. Yeah. He could not be there, and it wouldn't be. Nothing would change. which is the definition of interchangeable. The wheel.
Well, you could say that. You could say that about everybody on the roster except for Cena. Right now,
I disagree.
What? Who else? Who is irreplaceable?
Well,
right? I mean, you could plug somebody else into Raw spot.
The Authority.
I don't know the heel authority or the babyface authority. I can't tell.
Who cares? Charlotte. Let's go to Charlotte.
Let's agree. Let's talk about somebody we both.
Let's talk about someone we think is just a dumpster fire character. Boy, that was an all-time awful interview, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It started off okay, and then it fell. I went off the rails.
Charlotte, who, reminder, is dumber than Sting. Just dumber than a brick. Charlotte says, well, she's proven she'll do anything to win. As though that's a bad thing. And not even a second later says, but so will I. Except without that influx in her voice, without that, because she's monotone, like she just couldn't be fucked to care at all about anything that's happening. She's proven she'll do anything to win, but so will I. What's the point of even saying that? If you're going to bash her because she'll do anything to win because she's a piece of shit, that's what you're trying to get across, right? Why would you then agree and say, but I would also, too, be a piece of shit? I understand you're dumb and you got shit all over your chest still because Paige just bulldogged you. So that's awful. And then she says, she brought my family into this. Are you serious? That's a problem. Okay, Charlotte. You use a modified version of your father's finish. You use a modified version of your father's entrance music. All of your merchandise has the name Flair on it when you have not gone by Flair at any point in your WWE career. And your in-ring catchphrase is his catchphrase. And your hashtag preference catchphrase is, and I quote, genetically superior. Again, it's a good time to remind you that Charlotte is dumber than Sting. She is the dumbest ass. The dumbest ass. Like, it's just unbelievable that these are words that came out of her mouth. She brought my family. No, you literally brought him out to cry with you in the ring while Paige was just hanging out trying to be cool about shit. You exposed Paige. Here's the problem. We're supposed to like her.
Yep. That's what I was. Yep.
This would be great if she was a heel.
Exactly.
If she was a heel and said all of that,
it would still be bad because her delivery's bad, but it would make sense as a delusional heel promo, right?
It'd still be fun. She brought how dare she bring my family? And you sit there go, that's awesome, right? You'd laugh and this is great. It said, how dare she bring? No, she didn't bring your family into this. Everything about you, every little thing that you do is a call to your father. She's just seeing things. Her eyes work properly. Like, and she's number one contender because she knows she can just stand up when Bree starts doing those stupid ass kicks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Savvy.
There you go. But Paige is going to lose, and Charlotte's going to continue on her dominant streak of being the worst babyface. I hope Reigns' fucking title reign isn't this. Oh man.
I think Reigns has developed a lot more than this is what Reigns' title reign would have been like if he had been pushed to the title.
If he wanted at Mania.
Maybe even earlier. So I mean, if he had won it at Survivor Series last year or something, like when he hadn't even figured shit out yet. Reigns
is more over now because of Charlotte, right?
It doesn't hurt.
This is what he used to be, right?
Yep.
He's significantly better than he has the physical presence to overcome the inability to just be a normal person. And Charlotte doesn't. Charlotte has none of that. And Charlotte's not very good in the ring either. Her matches are not. She's really floppy.
Well, she just started doing this. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, she's only been doing this for a few years. She is not somebody who worked in the indie. I mean, I don't know what she was doing, waiting tables at an Applebee's or something, but
wow.
She's from North Carolina. Doesn't everybody from North Carolina have to work at Applebee's? It's like,
holy shit. I don't know. That feels like a bad thing to say.
Well, I like Applebee's. It's a nice neighborhood restaurant. I don't think there's any shame in it.
What an awful.
I don't know where but she hasn't been like working. I mean, she hasn't even been in NXT or OVW or FCW for like 17 years. So she hasn't been doing this that long. It's not her fault.
This man said, doesn't everyone have to work at Applebee's that's in North Carolina? Well, I'm a fan of it. You're a piece of trash. But I kind of like garbage, so whatever. Like, you still call them a piece of trash. She's terrible and awful and bad and everything wrong with what the Divas Revolution's supposed to be. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it's, whatever, I guess. Sasha and Becky is, to me, the clear feud for the future.
Yeah. Or Sasha and Paige, or Paige and Becky, or Nikki and Sasha, or anything that doesn't involve Charlotte or Brie. I mean, that's what's so frustrating, is it's not like there's like, everybody's kind of bad, so we're going to take this one because she's tall and a flare. It's like, we have some of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world, but we're going to take this one.
When is the last time WWE strongly pushed someone we all agreed was the right person to push? It's been fucking decades. Like, at least one decade. Like, when they pushed Austin, we were all on board with that. We were like, cool, let's please push this guy. He's great. They saw that. He made money. It worked out.
And I would bet you.
When was the last guy?
I would bet you one slim dime that if the internet had existed the way it does now, and that in 1998 there would be people going, fucking Austin's not ready. This gimmick is bullshit.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Have you met the internet? Yes, there would be somebody would hate on it.
The internet did exist in 98.
It did, but not in this form. No, it was like fucking GeoCities pages and
ASL.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody?
Yeah, man. Who?
I mean, when the Rollins push happened, we were all on board with it, right? Like right after Mania, everybody was like, "Fuck yeah!"
No.
And no. I thought everybody was kind of on board with it.
No, not really.
No, I know. I was gonna say Brock, but that's not true because when he came back, everybody was like, "Fucking part-timers ruining everything." Now everybody loves him again. But
could it be The Rock?
When? Because when he came back for his last title run, it certainly wasn't everybody. There was a lot of people, some of whom I'm doing a podcast with right now, who were like, "Fuck this guy."
He's just not entertaining.
I'm not arguing. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. At what point was The Rock? Are you thinking The Rock was universally?
I'm thinking like 02.
Yeah, probably.
01, 02.
Before like Scorpion King time.
Yeah, just before he left, and everyone got pissed because he left.
Probably, yeah.
And then everything after that's just kind of been no one's ever been pleased. There's never been a universal praise for who they're pushing. It's just never been, okay, we all agree that this is the right guy to push. It's just always a pushback where it's like they push a guy and then we go, this is stupid and bad. But maybe you're right, because if you look at the roster, I can't imagine there's any person. Well, I don't know, because maybe it's a fault of ours for even thinking that's a possibility, because the internet has given voice, and I hate to say the internet as some sort of all-encompassing thing, but it's given a voice to literally everybody. And that's the old, I don't know who said it, Charles Barkley or some fucker was like, you should just be who you are 100%, because literally no matter what you do, half the people you run into are going to hate your guts, and half of them are going to love you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's the Cena thing. That's why Cena's so great at this, because he gets a reaction from everybody. Yeah. And maybe you're right. Maybe the days of everybody goes apeshit when the glass breaks for Austin, I mean, they ended with Austin and, Rock a couple years later. But from here on out, it's can you get a reaction from people? And if that's 50-50, then that's 50-50. But at least everybody cares.
And whether we like it or not, that happens for Roman Reigns.
True. Yep.
Happens for Eva Marie. Slipped it in there. Can we get to the best part of this entire show?
Okay.
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about Bray Wyatt.
The name of the podcast was about that, and we still haven't talked about it. We're almost done. And it's time to talk about the angle to end all angles. 2 men have died, ladies and gentlemen.
We don't know that. We just know that their souls have been harvested.
We don't know they're dead.
He didn't specify what soul harvesting entails.
What in the world was the commentary team thinking? There's a man in the ring, and he literally is a deranged fucking weirdo, and he's got enough power to influence the crowd to turn gimmicks on that light up the whole shit. He calls them fireflies, and it's dark. He's got 3 big-ass monsters standing behind him who will do anything he says, and they're dumb as shit.
Luke's not that dumb. The other 2 are pretty dumb.
He's pretty dumb. He's wide-eyed and wild. Roman's got a red beard. He's terrifying. And then, of course...
He's the white sheep of the family.
And then you've got huge-ass McDumb as shit. And Bray Wyatt literally says, I ate their souls, and I have inherited their powers. As if that's not batshit crazy enough, he actually summons lightning and fire, and shit starts blowing up. Mm-hmm. And the commentary team sees all of this, hears all of this, and says, that's a dominant team. Lucha Dragons coming up next. What in the fuck are you... Pants-shitting terror. Are you serious? A deranged guy just summoned fire in a building full of 10,000 people, and the most you can come up with is they're a dominant team right now?
They're not wrong.
Why are you fucking running from the building? Are you serious? That's what I said. They should have said Lucha Dragons are out for a match. They may not be aware that a deranged dude is in the back summoning fire. Their entire family could be dead right now. We don't know. Undertaker's gone. Kane's gone. Do they even have souls at this point? No one knows. And yet, Lucha, as though nothing's even occurred.
Well, the audience did the same thing too. I mean, people didn't flee in terror. They started chanting. It's a party.
Yeah, deranged dude walking down the street summoning fire goes outside your house. Are you just gonna go, oh, that was interesting, and just go back to playing PlayStation? What in the fucking world?
We're a jaded civilization, probably.
We are really nothing.
we're just not impressed anymore. I mean, you got to think. Michael Cole's probably got PTSD. He was once maybe raped by a man in a closet who read him poetry. I don't know. I mean, Byron.
No. Sexual assault, Mark it down.
I mean, I don't know what JBL. I see almost bled to death once in the ring, and I know of. And he used to be an acolyte for the undead. That's nothing to him. I mean,
he's done this kind of stuff. That's true.
Exactly. He worked for undead spiritual entities.
I've been there.
He's like, whatever, been there, done that. I had the t-shirt, literally. Byron Saxton, I don't know where he grew up, but he probably saw some shit. I don't know.
Saxton, see, the only time they properly sold it was Saxton's pants-shitting terror when Brock Lesnar came out and started throwing shit around, and he beat up Cole and
Well, that's what's funny is that all those guys are afraid of Brock Lesnar, but the guy who eats souls and summons lightning, they're like, fat.
So a lion escapes the cage, and it's the proper amount of fear. But motherfucking summoner of death and destruction, who just claimed to have eaten 2 people you've worked with for 20 years.
Just their souls, not the whole body.
Just their souls. They could be alive.
They might not even have souls. They're both undead.
Everyone's, what would happen if the zombie apocalypse occurred? Pro wrestling last night taught me literally nothing. A zombie would go by and just go about my life. I would just go back to writing about Johnny C. and Nikki Bella.
Johnny C. and Nikki B.
Nikki B. Yeah, Johnny C. and Nikki B. That's like, what the fuck? Sell this. This is, first of all, it's awesome because we wanted this. If you're going to go with the supernatural shit, go all the way, dude. Yeah. Fuck it. Make it so weird and dumb. I saw so many people on Twitter like, oh, this is the stupidest shit ever. You're watching pro wrestling. These people are fake punching each other in underwear.
This isn't even half as stupid as whatever Zeb Coulter's doing. So
this is even, we haven't even talked about that. We might not even talk about, well, we'll talk about it.
Serious question.
Okay.
If you're in the ring, I mean, the folks in the arena, they don't see the lightning, right? That's like added in.
That was CGI, I guess, right?
I mean, it was horrible. I mean, it's like sci-fi, awesome. Like Troll Hunter level. I mean, yeah, awesome.
Sharknado.
But yeah, exactly. I mean, whatever the purple lightning is. Okay. But they don't see that, so maybe they don't know. Maybe they don't know.
They're just used to his deranged ramblings.
But everybody, I mean, they hear it more than even we do. So
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, this shit."
I guess that makes sense. But they did see the fire. The fire was there, so it's I don't know. And why does so that's what the fucking world? We need a rule book. Soul eating is acceptable, apparently, but if you don't fucking break a 5 count, you're disqualified. Don't arrest that man. He just killed 2 people, maybe, allegedly. Like what?
Well, and that's
happening here?
And this is why I don't get upset when they do this shit and say it's stupid. I get upset when they try to do the fucking like the unsafe work environment bullshit, because you can't claim like we're walking out on Triple H because somebody didn't somebody didn't use the 10 count right.
Yeah.
But the Soul Eaters backstage, just stay out of their way and catering.
This is the time to run that angle. They should. David Otunga should show up on the Raw pre-show.
Where is Ashley from HR now?
Yeah, David Otunga should show up on the Raw pre-show next week and go, I'm thinking of filing a class action lawsuit. This is ridiculous. And just run back the promo and go, are you serious? I'm supposed to work here? No, I will never work for this company. And then everyone walks out. Fire the Soul Eater, Triple H. Who gives a shit about Rollins and Reigns? I don't want to die. Like, I'm just coming here to wrestle. What the fuck?
The Authority hasn't even asked any questions about where their fucking previous director of operations is.
They fired his ass, and they're just
hillbillies kidnap him all the time. He'll be back.
Didn't we shit can that guy? Who gives a shit? He's just whatever. Yeah. So they shit can him, and he gets a soul eaten by Bray. They just don't care at all. They're just backstage hanging out for all this.
Stephanie commissioned a crew of men to go and find his mask so that she could control this demon from hell. But now he's been kidnapped. And
not under her control anymore, apparently. And then she
doesn't care.
Totally lost interest. She's like a child with a toy. And it's just done. I'm done with this, so I don't care what occurs now. And the resident crazy guy, unsafe work environment. You employ Bray Wyatt. And then let him have these 3 big-ass... It's just the most amazing. Now, don't mistake any of this for displeasure with what they're doing. I love this.
I love this.
This is fucking awesome. I can't wait to see. This is the first time that I can remember that I've been this excited to see what comes next.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't. They could come back as a whole new gimmick, the Brothers of Destruction. I doubt it, but
how do you possibly? What do you write next? And the WWE creative team, for as much as we give them shit, they're clearly batshit insane to write something like this. So, what do you do now? I'm hoping it's not something as dumb as Kane took his mask off and it's, well, where's your scars? Your face is just kind of dirty. You just need to take a bath. And it's like, well, they were mental scars. Like, okay. Hopefully it's not something that dumb.
It's just going to be, they're not even going to explain it. It's just going to be taken. They're going to show up and beat them. That's what I'm afraid of. There's just, remember that cool moment when Bray summoned lightning? Yeah, we forgot about that too. Here's Taker.
4 tombstones. Pin. Feud's over.
Mm-hmm. But the rumor is that this doesn't end at Survivor Series, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Well, fuck if they're going to do Undertaker versus fuck. Oh man! Oh yeah! I'll just Strowman. I'll just say his name. I'll just say his name.
No sell it. Just nose up. Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. If they're gonna, it's almost as funny as everything else. Braun.
It's been a long time. I don't think I've heard you say that name in months. So
Braun Strowman against Undertaker at WrestleMania. What a stupid. Just what do we even pro wrestling, man?
It's crazy, man.
How about it?
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt's out here summoning fire. No one gives a shit. It's you just have to sell that.
And that's where, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we go back to the 90s, right? I mean, if Undertaker kidnapped somebody and tied him to a crucifix and drugged them off to into the smoke machine. That was the show ending angle, right? That wasn't just something that happened at 9 o'clock and then Lucha Dragons came out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that would help too if this was the big ending. Like Bray's gonna summon fucking lightning and fire, and then we're gonna roll the credits. That would make more sense than just.
And then they should the next arena.
Team. Here's Cleveland.
Birmingham maybe for Raw next week or whatever it is. They should tell everyone as they're coming in. Now look, last time we did a Raw, a crazy person showed up talking about eating souls, and there was a fire. Now that you agree to come in here,
everybody has to sign a release.
Crazy shit could occur. Just to understand this, and then they should start the broadcast all solemn, like we don't know what happened to Undertaker and Kane. We're trying to figure it out. These fucking big crazy bastards are doing crazy shit. We don't know what could happen. That's literally all you'd have to do. And then if nothing occurs, it's because the crazy people didn't do anything. It's so basic. It's like, think of how a normal human being would react in the real world to some shit that's going on in your story. If a dude said, I ate their souls and now I have their power, and then he shows you that by summoning fire, you wouldn't just sit there. Holy fucking shit! Are you serious? Let's get the fuck out of here. Why are we here? Someone do something about this. No, nothing. None of that. Just, they're a dominant team right now. It's a dominant team. What?
Not as good as the ministry.
Undertaker's lightning was a little more realistic. I have to mark that down, Bray Wyatt. That was the show. I don't know that we didn't talk about Cesaro versus The Miz, because what's there to talk about? You didn't even remember.
We didn't talk about Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler either.
Oh,
we didn't talk about
Tyler Breeze. I'm over it. I just don't care. Why do people like this guy?
In 2 weeks.
Why do people like him so? Like, he's fine, I guess, but like, what's the draw?
Well, he's a good wrestler, but we haven't seen a match with him yet on Raw or SmackDown. Did he have a match? He hasn't had a match on the roster yet.
Just beatdowns.
Not counting the 4-way that I guess is out of continuity.
I like how he's still being cheered.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, I think you said it. I mean, who the fuck? I mean, they're the exact same character. So,
yeah, as I said, it's a guy. They don't know who to cheer. I think it'd be obvious because the obnoxious dick was out there being an obnoxious dick. Oh wait, that's right.
What were they chanting at Summer? I couldn't hear it.
I don't know. Denver was really quiet a lot of times.
There was a Summer chant. He's really good in the ring, but we haven't seen that yet. And he's a good promo. He like inhabits the character, and it's a good like mix of like Zoolander and like an arrogant but smart. I mean, he's not dumb, but he's got some of those same mannerisms. And but we haven't seen any of that. We've just seen him attack people with selfie sticks. So
yeah, when he comes out, it's like they cheer him, and I'm like, why are they cheering him? I hate this fucking guy. And it's not like I hate the person. It's obviously that's within Cage. I know I'm supposed to hate him, right? I don't. Yeah,
he's supposed to like a heel.
He's taking a selfie over Ziggler's dead body. Like, why is that cheerable?
Yeah, because he got cheered in NXT for it too. So I guess these are NXT fans are the ones cheering him, and probably everybody else doesn't care.
Did someone break the selfie stick in NXT at some point? I hope.
Yes, I think. Who did it? I think a few people. I think Tommy went at him with this. Somebody in the comments will help me out. His feud with Hideo Itami in NXT was pretty fucking awesome, and he went over. So that's the difference. I mean, he's going to be Fandango in 3 months.
Oh,
right?
That gimmick is death.
I mean, there's a way that they could do it, but they're not going to do it. So
I don't know that that's a top level gimmick. NXT has that problem with a couple acts, like the.
I mean, the thing in NXT, they're treated seriously, so you accept that.
What are they called? The VOD.
Vaudevillains.
Vaudevillains,
the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Shelf life, man. That's that gimmick's going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, they may just. It's like that. The post Handstock wrote. They may just be better off staying in NXT, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
Breeze probably would have been better off. I just like the Ziggler thing, and then where you go from there. You don't know, and then Fandango's a good.
I mean, I'm one of the people that loves the guy. I mean, he's really talented and a lot of fun in this role when he gets a chance to play it to the full extent that he can play it, but that's not going to happen on the main roster. He's going to get this. He's going to get this feud, and that's it. It's just like Fandango.
They'll give him 2 months, and when he does his stuff and it doesn't get over the way they like, they'll just forget about him.
Well, and they're not even going to give him a full chance to do his stuff. They're going to let him do this little bit that they're letting him do.
Isn't that his stuff, though?
Well, I mean, he's also a hell of a promo. I mean, he can actually work a match other than just a beatdown. I mean,
okay.
But I don't know that we're going to see that.
Also should shout out Miz because he is...
Apparently he's carrying Cesaro. So.
We will talk about Cesaro. Shut up. I was going to say, I just shout out to Miz. I thought this was actually really good booking.
Yeah.
It was short, but because Miz is just, man, he is one of the best heels on the roster because, again, I watch him, every mannerism, every little thing, even that fucking stupid ass, like, waving of his, like that.
Mm-hmm, where he does, like, yeah.
You ever see Angels in the Outfield?
Yeah.
He's doing the angel sign where he's setting up for the skull-crushing finale. And every time I see him, like, every Miz match makes me want Brock Lesnar's music to hit and death and destruction to follow. That's how you know you're a good heel, because I just want someone to murder you in the most brutal way possible. Just kill you to
his
death.
Costuming. I mean, like the stupid thing. And then last night he busted out, like, the leopard print type. I mean, yeah, you hate everything about him.
Sean, I just said kill you to death.
That's the best way to kill somebody.
What in the fuck?
If you really want to be thorough about it, you want to kill that guy to death.
Yeah, and that's what some Brie fan is going to listen to this and go, yeah, you're talking shit about Brie, kill you to death. Look at you. I'll kill you to death.
There's no, I don't know.
What else happened on the show? I don't think anything. Covered it all. Kevin Owens is yelling at Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Do something already. Just do it. Seriously, do it. And then nothing. And then Seth finally does something. That's what I put on Twitter. He turned babyface right there for me. Seriously, do something already. Stop talking to him and hit him. And then he just never did. He went for the knee, and then that's when Owens got hit. And yeah.
So, the other thing that you were excited about it in the Cageside offices is the complete lack of Dudley Boys on the show. So that's worth noting.
Well, that is you are no longer a Raw tag team. They're done, man. They're out. We called this, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, they're fucked. They're done. Usos are back.
And Usos are back, true. Yep.
I'm going to do a post on this. But boy, Kofi Kingston needs to be talked to.
About what?
Love the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
My man Jey Uso spends, 6 months out because he fucked up his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
They come back, first match back. They do the dive spot over the top rope. What's that called? What do they call it? I know they call it the Flying Uso. What's it actually?
So crazy.
What's it actually called? That spot where you just dive over the top rope? I don't know.
I get it. Reverend Kane will tell us. It's there's a tope. There's a
some fucking name for a dive over the top rope. So that's one of their big spots. One of their big spots. So
we run a pro wrestling blog, everybody. It's
and don't know the names of moves.
The fucking thing where they jump out of the ring. We don't care what it's called, nerds. Fuck you.
The fucking thing where they jump out of the ring. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. So, no, I thought it was great. I thought it was great. No, not great. No, what am I talking about? Okay, that's right. So, first match back, their big spot is the fucking thing where they jump out of the ring. And so Jimmy is jumping onto Big E. Jay, who is hurt, is jumping onto Kofi. Big E, because it's what you're fucking supposed to do, catches Jimmy, helps break his fall. Kofi has just no regard for Jay's well-being and just lets him fall to the ground. And upon first viewing, it looks like, oh God, he hurt his shoulder again. It looks really bad. Kofi just kind of falls backwards. This is Miz style. I'm scared to catch you. It is 100% Kofi Kingston's fault. You have to protect these guys.
Kofi's not that big. I mean, Big E is all tricep meat, so he can catch somebody. But it's also a good heel move. I mean, if the babyface, it's just like you said. If if the babyface is just going to jump at you, are you just going to stand there and catch him, or are you going to take a step back and go, aha, motherfucker, how did that feel? See?
Right, but it's still impactful when you hit the guy. The point is you hit the guy and it's an impactful move. But if you don't hit the guy, then why are you selling as though you got hit if you're just going to move out of the way? You got to protect him. And I'll probably do a post on it, and just to show the GIF or the video they uploaded. They put it on the thing. I don't think he's hurt. I think they're going to be on SportsCenter tonight.
Yeah, they're the fucking talent level on that dropped off with a quickness, didn't it?
Real fast. Real fast.
Rollins, Cena, then Miz and Usos.
Notice who hasn't been on there.
Damien Sandow next week. They're
not putting Roman Reigns on there. They got the Usos on there, which if you've ever watched an Usos interview, man, it is fucking painful. Tell him, Us! Oh! See? Yeah, no, so yeah, Kofi, I hope he got reprimanded. Because it's like, hey, dude. Or even Jay to be like, get to the back and be like, I just came back. Can you maybe not get me killed? Like, catch me. That's the whole point of the fucking move. The thing where we jump out of the ring. Oh, yes. Fucking yes.
Dude. All right. So,
Xavier Woods was punished? No.
Yeah.
Unicorns up. Seth Rollins turned up. Turned down for what?
Seth is he's good with the reactions on this stuff. Even the backstage segment, I thought his being exasperated at their bullshit is pretty clever. I like him in that role.
All right, Sean. Why? Just why? with Mex America.
Fuck if I know. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I don't think they do. Last night, the way I watched the YouTube clip of it again to be sure, and it comes across to me like I am supposed to be rooting for Jack Swagger, who seems to be arguing for white power and is upset that his white power mentor is now mixing with the brown people.
Vince McMahon.
I don't understand. I know that whenever. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like it feels. You're right. It feels like I'm supposed to be against Coulter and Del Rio, and they come across very aggressively shitty. But their message is sound in principle, right? Like they're saying, "I want to." Unity is a good thing. We should come together. We should not let cultural differences
have strengths. Yeah, I mean, the only heelish thing that Zeb said was his little crack about Canadians.
Yeah, like he's but
that's just like a joke
about it in a way. Right. They're coming across like dickheads, but their message is good. Where they're going, cultural differences should not be a reason to not come together. We need to get past that. We need to, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that seems good. And Swagger's like, what's really going on here? Maybe that's. Maybe it's like you said, there's an ulterior motive here. And we need to see that. And Swagger's going to help us see that, even though Swagger 2 is dumb as a brick.
And when has anybody ever wanted to root for Jack Swagger? I mean,
he's always going to have a first name for just Zach Swagger.
He's truly Del Rio called him Little Jackie.
Yeah, Little Jackie. That's actually good.
It is good, but it's hard to understand.
Also a tad uncomfortable when their message is let's unify Mexico and America, and Del Rio goes out and beats up a black guy.
Well, this is the Rusev angle. I mean, this is like I don't know what that's all about. I don't even take race out of it. I don't understand. This is the exact same match they gave us on SmackDown. What's Heath Slater doing? There are other jobbers in the back.
Yeah, Curtis Axel.
Trying to get somebody over, have him beat a bunch of people's asses, not the same guy's ass over and over and over again.
Yeah, there's the Curtis Axel, Keith Slater, Damien Sandow even.
There's Keith Slater, Zach Swagger.
Did I say Keith?
There's Calvin Axel.
Did I really say Keith Slater?
Zach Swagger, Keith Slater, and Calvin Axel. That shit
No
is.
way! Did I really say that? I'm gonna have to rewind.
We'll have to play it back, but I'm pretty sure that was a Keith Slater.
Keith Slater. Oh my god! No way! Oh, that's the best thing in the world. He is never Heath Slater ever again, dude. Keith Slater. Holy shit.
Wow.
Zach Swagger.
They need to form a stable and fight Mex America.
Oh my god. Oh.
So there could be a cool angle here where somebody's. I'm gonna try to bring it back so we can close it out.
Keep going. You gotta keep going. And Seth Calder's out there on a Walmart scooter, and fucking.
And he doesn't look healthy, dude. Somebody should.
He looks real bad.
He needs to drop a few pounds. I'm worried for him. He looks like the guy. He looks like somebody you would see scooting around in Walmart, like trying to decide between whether they want to buy ding dongs or.
Who said they're here for Halloween candy and it's November 3rd?
I heard you had a sale on Halloween.
It's on sale. We're trying to get rid of inventory.
Oh, load up my basket on my scooter.
That's what Zach Swagger's really wondering about.
Zach Swagger and Keith Slater are going to get to the bottom of this.
I can't believe I said Keith Slater. I didn't even notice.
You're on a roll.
Oh my god!
I hope that there's a conspiracy that someone's going to uncover and realize that they're full of shit. But I don't know.
Someone's going to uncover that his name is not Heath. It's actually Keith. Someone's going to get a hold of the birth certificates.
Next America is a big conspiracy to get jobbers called by the wrong names.
Calvin Axel.
Zeke Ryder and
why is it that manipulating names is the thing that fucking
I don't know, it's funny. That's our gimmick.
What in the world? Oh, that was a show. It was a show.
That was good. Woo! All right, so fuck Applebee's, fuck all of you name calling people who know things about wrestling. Fuck you, and I don't know what else. What else? What do you got? Anything?
I thought that was your close. I thought you'd say deal with it, and that was that. You
I keep thinking
close every time.
Because I keep thinking I need to move off and deal with it, but then I keep reading news shit about.
You really do.
I love Dave Bautista so much, almost as much as I love Cesaro. So fucking deal with it.